Hey, noscope. Let's have some coffee. It's an excellent rainy fall day, and this cave right here offers a little bit of shelter from it. Hey, noscope, you mentioned that you're a Christian. I wonder if you've seen my video called The Grotto, Grotto. I think it's one of my best, and a little bit off my beaten track. So I recommend you check it out. You were talking about having to witness, and I didn't know what witnessing was, so I had to ask a friend of mine, who's an excellent Christian and an excellent human being. And he said his advice to you was keep up the good work. He says that being comfortable is about staying still, and being uncomfortable is about making forward progress. And that's cool. That's cool with me. That makes sense. If you believe in something and you believe it has benefits to you and to others, then you're right to try to help other people by letting them know, the good things that happen for you. I was that way with yoga and taekwondo. I wanted absolutely everybody to do yoga and taekwondo. It was so good for me physically and spiritually that I just couldn't imagine it being bad for anybody. Oh gosh, you talked about school as well. Man, I tell you, school is trying to give you a general idea of topics. I don't really think that they're trying to prepare you for the real world, because going to school is unlike anything I've ever encountered. I think if school is preparing you for the real world, what they intend that to mean is they're giving you a rough idea of the different things you're going to have to deal with. And if it's boring to you or challenging to you, then that, I think, is what your focus should be on. That, like we talked about being uncomfortable, you need to make forward progress. If something's challenging, tear into it. Find out yourself how to solve this problem, and that solving problems with your own noggin, and borrowing from others, borrowing their wisdom and their expertise. But don't wait for somebody to teach you something. If you can, hit the library, hit the internet, and a couple things like I took a class in politics, I took a class in geology, and my instructor was noticing that I was just ignoring. I was supposed to identify these rocks, and I went through the ones that I thought were obvious, that I could identify, I was sure of, and yanked them all out. And then I started reading a field and stream. And my instructor's like, "Can you identify the rest of these?" And I'm like, they all look like different kinds of granite to me, kind of boring looking rocks. He's like, "Well, it's important to be able to identify all of them." And I'm like, "Hey, you know what I'm reading here in this field and stream?" I'm like, "What's an alluvian plain? Can we learn about an alluvian plain?" That sounds cool to me. There were aspects of geology that I found interesting, and others that bored me to tears. And so I picked up what I could of the boring stuff, and I pursued it. But then I thought, well, I need to be challenged. I need to be excited. So I started doing my own research and asking questions. I read about this phenomenon. I just read about sandstone. Where is sandstone found? And really, there were oceans there? Because that's a long ways from the ocean where that sandstone is now. And so one thing led to another about, how our Earth evolves. And my politics class was the same way. It was so freaking boring. And I just kept thinking about what ways can we do this differently, and still learn, still for me learn. I wasn't trying to disrupt other people's learning. I wanted to make it exciting for me. So essentially what I'm saying is, do the best you can. Like dig in and find out, and think for yourself. You know, learn for yourself, and then hold on, because then you're going to get out of school, and then you'll start preparing for real life, and it's going to be a lot of fun. One of the best things after I got out of school for me was getting a plane ticket, renting a hotel room, and renting a rental car, and taking off the next day to go explore. Just gonna take a vacation. And I realized that was my very first time doing those three things. And I felt like a crazy adult. That's right. I could rent cars. I have a key to a room. I'm in another country. There's so much awesome stuff that takes place after high school. I can't even begin to describe to you how great it can be. And it involves both sides of the coin. Though once you're outside of school, the more control you have over your own environment, you know, the more control you have over which side of the coin is flipped up more often than not. And so I do the best I can to have a very calm, peaceful, adventurous life. And sometimes the coin gets flipped on me, and I'm patient with it, and I work to flip it back over. If that makes any sense. Well, I had pleasure, noscope, and thanks for checking out my videos. And I like the no-scoping. Here's what I thought I was hoping Black Ops would have, is you just get rid of your scope and then take your trigger and move it up to the very end and use your sniper rifle as a contact weapon. Just go the opposite of how it was intended. Well, here's to all the no-scopers out there. Maybe Black Ops Special Edition will have the trigger on the end of the barrel. Alright, buddy. Good gaming, and good luck with school, and peace out.